Joy Space is a place of good news. Do you want some good news? Come to Joy Space. We have good news. We have actually the best news. And if you don't believe it, just come and we'll walk along and love you the best we can until you get there and find that good news for yourself.
Joy Space is a community that we have created for online outreach to just be present with the women who are struggling, women who are confused, women who have experienced abuse and trauma. You name it, we want to offer them love, and we want to express to them that there is a joy that cannot just be temporary, or it could already and probably already does feel impossible to have joy in the first place. But with God, anything is possible. And when you experience His love and you experience it in action, in community, and someone listening to you and walking with you and just being with you, there is a place in your heart that begins to grow, and joy resides there. And where that joy is, it gives birth to hope. And we want our women to have the hope and a better future and to go after it.
Joy Space is our online outreach. We did lots of street outreach, still do street outreach. One of the very first women that we met was named Joy. And I love Joy, still love her to this day, and miss her so much. She came weekly and came into our care center, and she was always advocating for the other women and for what they might need, women who were in the life, women who were being exploited. And she was just a regular of ours. Joy lost her life with drug addiction. But our relationship with her was just so special. And one of the things that she would always say to us, and especially to our director, is you've got to do more for the women. And she would tell us that over and over again. So our response during COVID, when so much was going on online, more so than had been before, we decided to work with the Office of Victims of Crime to come up with an online program that would be a care center online for the women so that we could do more. And we're doing more for Joy, we're doing more for you, we're doing more for God. Joy Space is just more.
One of the most, I believe, important values of Joy Space to me is the idea of order. When you get to know who God is, and that when He made you, when He made me, He didn't make us by accident. Every single thing, down to the smallest detail, God knows and God cares about. And we live in such a broken and a fallen world, so it's chaotic. And we all experience and are touched by that chaos. But that does not limit God's power or love to reach into our broken lives and make beauty in it. An amazing thing that I heard once from one of our women in our outreach team is that it takes a really big God to do the smallest things. And that is who our God is. He sees every small little detail, and He cares. He cares about the smallest things, the things that we think are insignificant, or we tell ourselves are insignificant, because we don't want to get let down, and we don't want to believe that there is something beyond, our mess or our comfortability or just, where we feel comfortable. We get so stuck in comfort. But sometimes the things that are comfortable for us are really not good for us. And so down to the detail, God wants to bring forth joy in place of torment. He longs to bring forth order where there's chaos. And where there's a heart that has not experienced unconditional love, He has the power to reveal Himself. And our mission with Joy Spaces, and our hope with Joy Spaces, that we could express that love and just be vessels, be containers for that love to women that have not really experienced what a real unconditional love is without strings attached.
What I want the women to know about Jesus, oh my goodness, the joy and the peace and the love that they would feel if they'd come to know the Lord. It's the way to battle all the things they're dealing with on the streets, from their addiction to not feeling loved, to feeling lost, to feeling judged, to feeling filthy. The Lord loves us. He doesn't look at any of that in these girls, and I just so would love to have them be able to just feel His love and His presence.
One thing I would really like the women to know is that they have this thing called intrinsic value. And intrinsic value means that you are created, like it's in you to have value. And because there's value, that means that you have worth. And to have worth is to be lovable. And they don't have to perform. It's not something you do. It's something that you already are. You're already lovable. You already have value. You already have human dignity. And you don't have to figure it out for it to be there. And so even though our women don't see that, it doesn't change the fact that it's unchangeable. It cannot not be there because God put it there on purpose.
I just want our women to know they're loved, they're cared for, they're valued, they're important, their lives are very important, significant.
In our initial contact, people are a little weirded out. They're standoffish. Even you would probably think, who is this person that knows nothing about me and wants to come and tell me something about myself? And yeah, that's a barrier for sure. But that challenge is it's worth it. It's worth it to go through that initial discomfort and, even in ourselves, to put ourselves into the position to be judged or misunderstood or rejected, because that momentary pain, when you look past it and you see that there's a person that has value, that is trapped, that is stuck, that is tormented, that is broken. And sometimes I think we all think we have the answer or a good way out, but it's not working, and we need to look for something greater than ourselves. And by God's grace, we have understood that there is something outside of ourselves. There's someone outside of ourselves who can help us, because we couldn't save ourselves. We couldn't help ourselves at one point in our life. And yeah, so we definitely get some challenging responses at times, but the gain in helping people understand their value and their purpose is worth so much more than that initial discomfort.
I would like you to know that we care. We really care. And we try not, there's no condemnation at Joy Space, but we also try to understand that your walk has been different than our walk. And we want to walk with you. And it's going to be different than what we've experienced or known, but we care, and we want you to know that we care.